That's not very good. I think a good place to start was sharing kind of a recap and getting you up to speed since June 1st, because June 1st of this year, 2024, is when I started road tripping since I left the van behind. And so like road tripping with separate lodging having to be figured out. And so since June 1st, let's see if I can remember the route. So I started in Tucson, Arizona, and then headed north, made a stop in Prescott, Arizona, and then kept going north. And I took the Utah route to get to northern Colorado, spent some time with a friend in northern Colorado, and then kind of made my way down to Denver for a little bit. And then I drove through Kansas, and then a corner of Missouri, and then a little bit of Arkansas, and then straight down through Oklahoma to a little town on the Oklahoma Arkansas border, almost to Texas. And then like went back up to Arkansas for a little bit, and then headed kind of straight through Oklahoma. So let's see, on the way east, I was basically taking I-70 for most of that, and then on the way west again, I was taking I-40 for one of that. And so made it through Oklahoma, the top portion of Texas, and then like diagonally through New Mexico, back to southern Colorado for a little bit, and then now, let's see, since then I headed south through New Mexico again, and then south through Texas. And all of that is within the last 4 weeks. It's nuts. There are going to be so many miles on my car. I just got the tires rotated today, and I've been putting it off. I didn't realize how much I had been putting it off, though. Normally, I get it done every like 5,000 miles. I made a decision to go another 5,000 because they were brand new tires, and so I didn't worry about it too much. And then today, I had the shop tell me the last time that I brought it in, and it was 20,000 miles ago. I didn't rotate them that long ago. I have put so many miles on my car in such a short period of time. It is getting to see a lot of road. uh, it's wild to still do like regular adulting tasks while on the road like this, like having to find a tire shop every place, not every place I go, but like every time I need one, I have to find a tire place in a new place. And that kind of reminds me of other adulting things that I don't do and put off now that I don't have like a regular place to go, like, an annual eye exam or going to the dentist. Like how do you do that when you're not in the same place every 6 months? Like, do I just pay for the new patient exam every single time I go to the dentist? I don't know. There's a lot of things that are not set up for location independent people. No, I may have to pick a home base just to rotate those visits every 6 months, 1 year. But I'm not really ready to figure that out either. Yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty stoked. I love ice cream, but with all of the diet changes, I've not really been able to find a whole lot of choices. But today, I was just browsing the grocery store and found ice cream, non-dairy, that only has 4 ingredients, and none of them are fillers, none of them are gum, no preservatives whatsoever. So let's see if this tastes any good and if the consistency is any good. Um, because if so, that would be pretty sweet. I've been thinking lately about like this on the road lifestyle because I've like actually managed to put it in place, which is kind of nuts to think about. Like, hindsight, looking back on my life a few years ago compared to what it is now, it's just completely different. And it's a little difficult to reconcile. So much is different and so much has changed. It is challenging to reconcile. So I there's still so much that I enjoy about it. But at the same time, there's like a really strong dose of fear that I deal with pretty regularly. And I've been dealing with an extra dose of it this past week. And I think it's because I'm planning on traveling to a part of the country that I've not explored very much and have heard a lot of negative things about in my lifetime. So I think there are some like buried belief systems that are being like brought to the surface with traveling to the South. And so that's kind of interesting to witness, but also like not something I'm going to give into because I do really want to check out the next few states on the list, like going through Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama and then Georgia and South Carolina. So, of those states, have been to three of them already, but I went to them as flights only, and most of them were like work trips or um just yeah, most of them were work trips. So it's definitely a little bit different to be going through them on my own and a road trip and through like a lot of country that's going to be really unfamiliar. From the weather to the bugs. So it's challenging. Um, it's there's so much fear and not all of it has reasons. Not all of it has any sort of like rationalization, which is why I am continuing to just move forward. I just want to share that even with this dream life that I'm putting together, there's still a lot of fear to manage. And that's because I'm constantly putting myself in new situations. And our like human psychology and physiology, all it wants to do is survive. And so it uses all of our previous examples in history and habits and routines to prove to us that those work for survival and that anything new is potentially dangerous and to be avoided. And so, on the one hand, I know what a lot of that fear is from, um, but I don't want it to stop the direction I'm going. So, in order to kind of manage it though, I am taking it in really bite-sized approaches, which is why I'm not planning out a bunch of lodging all at once, like making all of the reservations and things like that, just to ease myself into the different locations and kind of give my like subconscious a chance to be like, oh, we only have a few days planned and then we can go back to safety. That way I don't just completely overload my system. Um, so that's been a really big thing to deal with the last week. I'm gonna have some ice cream. That's not very good. The honey is just weird. I don't like the honey in this. Oh well. It'll be It's good because it's like 100 degrees outside. So that is one of the reasons why I bought ice cream. I want to do my best to share all of the emotions that I experience in this, not just all the positive or just all the negative, because that wouldn't be a very holistic picture. And once I got past a lot of the initial fear about traveling to states that I've not been to a whole lot. I am super pumped for Louisiana. I have I've been to New Orleans 3 different times, but I've not been to any other part of the state. And so I'm pretty excited to get to see it from a road trip perspective. And funny enough, a lot of the fiction books that I've read over the last couple of decades, my most favorite ones and the ones that I read the most, like the most repeated times, are set in Louisiana. So there's a part of me that wants to find some of these towns and cities that the books are set in just to see the real life like version that inspired the books. So I may have to do a little bit more research to find those. It could just be that I happen upon some of that anyways. Um, but there's a pretty big draw to Louisiana because of that. And then also all 3 times that I went to New Orleans, I just loved it. Like there's something in the air that appeals to me. I have no idea what it is, but it's amazing.